Hi friends, my name is Al or Lilstarnerd. Welcome to 2023. Today we are doing a video that I always look forward to. It's been a tradition on my channel for a few years now. I don't know, man. I don't know what time is, but I've done this for a few years, where I review my previous year's goals, determine whether or not I succeeded or failed, and then I set new goals for the new year. This is the kind of thing that I find really exciting and fun, and if you do too, please let me know how you did with last year's goals. Let me know if you have any goals for this year. I would love to know what people are working on, where you're at with your art. I love to know. I'm so nosy. Please let me know. But yeah, I find this stuff really fun. I don't take it too seriously. These goals are not if I'm gonna call myself a failure or that I failed at stuff, please don't take that too seriously. I'm just kidding. I don't care whether or not I complete these goals. They're guidelines at best. And if you had goals that you didn't complete, please don't beat yourself up over it. Don't feel too bad. Guess what? It's a whole new year. You gotta try again. And if you fail this year, who cares? It's not real. Nothing is real. But yeah, this is all just for funsies. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take what I say too seriously. So the first thing we're gonna do is review 2022's goals. I actually don't have the sketchbook that it's in. I couldn't find it. I know I have it somewhere. I just couldn't find it. But I do have the Instagram post that I made of those goals. So we're gonna use that to review. So I made 14 goals. That's a lot of goals. I don't remember having that many goals. I made a check-in video, I think in June, talking about those goals. I don't remember what I said in that video. I don't remember anything, okay? My memory is terrible. We're just going off of what I can think of right now. So number one is make more big painting / projects. So yes, I did do that, but I didn't do many of them. I'm gonna count this as a success, but is it a resounding one? No. I did the night painting, which is a much bigger painting than I'm used to doing, and I would consider that a project. I did another commission that was a big painting, so I think I did 2 big paintings this year. And I did Vlogmas or this 12 Days of Christmas series. I would consider that a project, so I did a few things. So check, yes, completed. 2 was more original works. That's a no. That is an absolute no. That one was a total fail. That was a total fail. At least, okay, so when I wrote this, I know that my intention was big paintings that were totally my own concept. So that's a no. I didn't really do many big paintings and I didn't do original works. I didn't do original pieces. I think I was more original this year overall, but I definitely did not do what I had set out to do. So that's a big fail. 3 was to start developing a comic / graphic novel. I think you all know where this is going. This is something that I put on my goals every year. And guess what? I never do it. And I definitely didn't do it this year. Of course not. Of course I didn't do it. I would have to rewatch my June check-in video to see if I actually attempted it at any point. But from what I can remember, I don't think I even tried a little bit. At all. It's just a lot, you know? I don't know anything about comics. I don't even really read comics, and I read very few graphic novels, so I don't know anything about it, and also I don't have I don't know, you know, and I haven't really had any good ideas. So what am I doing? Giving myself this goal every year? I don't understand, but I definitely didn't do it. Massive fail, massive flop. 4, start taking art seriously as a business. This, I would give myself 110%. Yes, check, plus, success. I'm really proud of myself this year. It wasn't always perfect. I wasn't always giving my fullest effort, but I think I did a really good job at taking this seriously. I think if you watch most of last year's videos compared to this year, I think you would see a difference. And in the beginning, the first few videos of this year, or of 2022 last year, I talked about it, and I think from those videos to now, I think you see a difference, and it's just really exciting. I started putting a lot more effort into my videos. I've started putting out more videos. I've been more creative with my ideas. I took my Etsy shop really a lot more seriously. I did more with that. My subscriber count has grown a lot. I started the podcast with Kelsey, and I'm really working on building up an income. And it's really exciting. I think I did really good. I just am very proud of myself, and I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to see what happens this coming year, because I think I'm starting in a great place. So 5 is use my new camera. Currently using it. So yes, that was definitely a success. This has become my primary camera that I use all the time for every video. I think what I meant by this though was that I take it out more and do stuff with it, which I would say also, yes, I did. Probably not as much as I wanted, but I have done it. I do monthly vlogs now, which was the point of this camera, so that's awesome. That was something that I really wanted to do, and now I'm doing it. I have those monthly vlogs. I've also taken the camera out to places, so when I go to somewhere really cool or exciting, with my family or whatever, a touristy place, I take my camera and I film stuff. So that's really cool. I also have gone to like the park and the beach and I filmed videos there, so that's awesome. So yeah, I've definitely been using this camera a lot more than I was, because at the time I was really worried about like, oh, I just wasted so much money on this camera that I'm not even using, and now I use it all the time, so I feel good about that. Another success. 6 is collages / 3D media. So like technically, yes, I did do a few collages, but I feel bad calling this a success because I didn't really do it. To be honest though, I do feel differently about this goal now. I'm glad that I didn't do a lot of collages. For me, that's something very low effort, very chill, and it's a creative hobby that has nothing to do with my art career, so there's not like that pressure associated with it, and it makes it much more enjoyable for me. Having a goal related to that, I think was kind of a dumb move. Like I do collages when I want to do them. So I did do a few collages this year, so I'm not, that's good. 3D media, however, I did not do, and I really wish I had. I still really am intrigued by it. I would like to get into it. Just don't know where to start, I guess. But yeah, so because of that, I just feel like 6 was a fail. I feel bad calling that a success. 7 was oils. Just oils in all caps with 2 exclamation marks. I would consider this complete / a success. However, I probably didn't do as much as I could have or was hoping I would do. I did the Zorn painting, I did the night painting, and honestly, that might have been it for oils. My memory is so bad. That might have been it. But despite only doing a few paintings, I did like do oils, which was the goal. I've really gotten over my fear of oils as a medium, and not to say that I feel fully confident and comfortable. I still don't know anything about it, but I'm not afraid of it anymore, and I have a lot of ideas for it. I'm willing to use it now, whereas before I avoided it. So I think that's really good. Like I've definitely overcome that fear. And so I would consider this goal a success in that sense. 8 was take care of my art health. This one, I'm gonna say yes. I think there's still things that I could do. I could always improve. But overall, like yes, I think I completed the goal in the way that I wanted. Besides these last few months, because of the holidays and prepping for them, I have had really good work-life balance. I've had a great work schedule. I've been working really well and productive, and I've been motivated and all that stuff, and I've still had downtime, so that's really great. I also did see the doctor about my wrist pain, found out I had carpal tunnel, and I've been treating that carpal tunnel and taking care of my wrists whenever I need it. I've been stretching them more, so that's really good. And I've also started seeing massage therapists about the horrible back problems that I have, and that's been really helping. So I have been, overall, I think I've just been taking care of myself a bit better, focused on that art health, and I've seen improvement, so I'm really happy with that. I'm glad I made that a goal and a focus for this past year, and I'm gonna continue to care about that in the future. Number 9, venture into my local art scene. No, no, I failed. So I haven't done anything with this. I have not done this at all. However, I have a lot of plans in place. I have a lot of things that I want to do. I know some things, like some steps that I want to take. I have plans, I have ideas. I just never got around to doing them. It never really felt like the right time. Like I want to do markets, and it always felt like, oh, market season just ended. Like every month I would say that. And so it just never felt like the right time, or I was too busy, or I had other things going on. So I never got around to actually doing it. But I have plans. I had like a whole roadmap of things that I was gonna do. So I didn't get around to it, but spoiler, that's gonna be on this year's goal list, so it's fine. 10, oh my God, my handwriting is awful. 10, try plein airs, go places. Yes, I did try plein airs. So I did a few different videos where I went out to draw. Like I said, I did the beach, the park. What else did I do? Oh, and then there was the video where I literally tried plein airs, and it was such a disaster. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. So yeah, I did try it, and I've done it a little bit since. Not really in a professional, very serious sense. I'm not doing like plein air oil painting. I'm just kind of going out in public to draw, or in my backyard to draw. But I am trying it. I'm trying to break into that skill a little bit. I also go to the beach pretty regularly, and I bring my sketchbook there, and that's really fun, and I really enjoy that. So like to a degree, yes, I've been doing it. Probably not the way that I thought I would be doing it when I made this goal, but I have been going places and doing art at those places every once in a while. So I'm gonna give myself that one as a success. 11, still life pieces. No. I've done a few like in my sketchbook based on photos, but I have not set up any for myself. And honestly, I haven't wanted to this past year. Like I don't remember a time that I was like, that'd be so fun. I remember being very interested in the idea and it really calling to me, and that just went away. I still am vaguely interested, like it's something that I think is cool and would like to do eventually, but it's not something that like, I'm like not at all mad that I didn't do it. Like it's a total fail, but I don't care. I just think like I'm interested in other stuff right now, and still life pieces don't fully fit into that. And I think there's room for it, obviously. I think I'm on the way to like finding a way to make that happen for me. It's just like right now, like I don't care. I don't care. 12 is be proud of my sketchbook. That's a tough one. No, yes, I don't know. That's a huge question mark. I don't know. I always have a really hard time determining how I feel about my sketchbook as a whole. I don't know. I do think that my priority has shifted from being proud of my sketchbook to just enjoying the process. Again, spoiler alert, new goal. But I don't know that I care about being proud of my sketchbook anymore in the same way. I think when I made that goal, I was picturing like having a really good sketchbook tour and like that video blowing up because my sketchbook is just so good. And like, I think that's what I was picturing. But now it's like, I don't know if I care about that as much as I care about just like really enjoying being in my sketchbook and like connecting with it again like I used to when I was younger. So yeah, I don't know if I completed that goal. I also don't care if I did. Okay, almost done here. 13, more long-term challenges, grow as an artist. I don't know why I added grow as an artist. That's so extra and unnecessary of me. Long-term challenges. Yeah, I would say yes. For what is feasible for me to do in a year and still have time for other things, I think yes, I completed this challenge. I did the 100 heads challenge, the 100 shoes/feet challenge, a 2-week digital drawing challenge. I also did the 12 days of Christmas Vlogmas thing. I also did a 1-week sketchbook challenge. So I did a lot of these like little challenges, maybe not long-term. I did some more long-term things that, did challenge me, and I feel like I did grow. I focused a lot this past year on facing my art fears, doing things that scared me, getting over those things that scared me, and I feel like it's made a huge difference. I feel a lot more confident in a lot of areas and a lot more comfortable with being afraid, whereas being afraid used to be kind of crippling. Now it's kind of exciting to be afraid, and being bad at things it's kind of fun now. So I think even if I didn't do a lot of challenges, I think I did grow a lot as an artist, and I did do some challenges that were fun and that taught me stuff, so that's awesome. Doing like 100 of something or a 2-week challenge or a 10-day challenge or whatever is definitely something I'm gonna continue to do. I really had fun kind of challenging myself this past year and like purposely trying to learn things. I feel like I've grown a lot this last year. I've learned a lot, and I think it was because of this goal. I'm really glad I set it for myself. I think it pushed me to do a lot of these challenges. And I think it was awesome. I'm gonna continue to do those like 2-week, 10-day, 100-day amount of things, you know what I mean? Those kinds of challenges. Because I think it helped me grow a lot. So yeah, I think that was definitely a success. And the last one, number 14, was shoes/feet. If you don't know, this has been something that I have been bad at for a really, 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 really long time. I've always struggled. I'm someone who cuts the feet off of my drawings because I can't draw feet, can't draw shoes, can't do it. And then this past year I did a 100 shoes/feet challenge, and it really helped me conquer my fear. I feel a lot more comfortable with them. So like 100,000% yes, I completed this goal, and I'm really happy about it. Like, I'm certainly not perfect at it. There are definitely still times that I feel challenged by shoes and feet, but I've gotten over my fear. I feel much more comfortable, so slay. I think 100% I completed, and I think that's awesome. So how many did I say yes to? How many did I do well? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only did 8 out of 14. That's a 57%. I did a 57% on my art goals this past year. Overall, not great. But like I said, I don't care. I think I think I grew a lot this past year. I think it was really fun. Like, I had a really good time. I took things a lot more seriously. Things have just gotten a lot better for me all around. And so I'm really grateful. I had a really great 2022. I hope you guys had a good 2022. I got a 57%, and whether or not you got a 100 or a 0, whether you tried or you didn't, whether you set goals or you didn't, I hope you feel proud of yourself, and I hope you had a great time in 2022. And if you didn't, I hope you're excited for 2023. Speaking of 2023, let's set some goals for 2023. So my goals are gonna be a bit different this year. In the beginning, I talked about how I don't take them seriously. It's just for funsies. They're just kind of things that I make so I have like good intentions going into the new year. This year, I do care. For the first time, I'm setting goals that I genuinely want to try to complete. Like, genuinely. I plan on following through. This is the first year that I'm going into art with a great foundation behind me, and with no other responsibilities. I'm not looking for a job, I don't have a job, and I'm not going to school. I've got nothing else going on except for art, so I have no reason not to try. So I want to make goals that I genuinely plan on achieving and that are like I'm actually able to achieve, and I want to put my all into making them happen. Which means I need to make goals that are realistic and that I can create actionable plans towards completing. I've made a lot of goals in the past, like the graphic novel, that are so insurmountable. Like I don't know anything about making a graphic novel, and I didn't like think about the steps in between. I was just like, do it, just make it happen. And that was so scary and difficult that I never even tried to start. So I want goals that actually give me a shot at learning things and being able to complete them instead of things that are literally impossible. However, to be clear, I still see these as just like fun motivators, something to get me in the right headspace for the new year. I'm not gonna be upset if I don't complete them at the end of the year. I would like to, but I'm not gonna be upset. It's not that big of a deal. This is all fake. Also keep in mind as we talk about these new goals that these are all like art related stuff. I do have more like businessy stuff that I have like kind of that are more personal. If you wanna know about those, let me know. I can also talk about those, but these are like art practice related. This is the new sketchbook, a fresh sketchbook, and we're gonna put our goals in here. I'm so excited, let's go. So my 2023 goals. It actually took me a while to come up with these because I've just felt so good about where I'm at with things that there wasn't anything immediate I wanted to work on, you know? But I did come up with a few, so let's get into them. One is a weekly comic challenge. I've given myself the goal of writing a full comic or graphic novel so many times, and guess what? I've never completed it. Because that's just a huge goal to give yourself, especially when you have no experience with it or know anything about how to do it at all. So I was always way too intimidated to even try or start. So I think having this weekly little goal of making a comic will be a great way to get myself acquainted with the idea, to practice at the skills, to gain experience in a practical way. And because it's every week, I don't have to like worry about motivating myself to learn or feeling behind. Like I will be practicing at least a little bit every week, you know, it'll be pacing itself kind of. And these comics don't have to be long. They can be 10 pages or literally one panel. Like I don't care. I just want to get used to telling stories in that format, understanding how to structure them, what style makes sense for me, you know, all that stuff. And maybe after all of this practice, you know, maybe next year I can set a goal to commit to one specific comic or graphic novel idea. 2 is to get into my local art scene. So obviously I failed at this in 2022. But the thing is, I know exactly what I want to do. I just have some nitty-gritty details I need to really like nail down. But like I know I want to do markets and put my stuff in local tourist shops, and I know what products I want to put in. I know I want to stop by galleries and my local LGBTQ center. Like I have all these plans, right? I think if I go into 2023 knowing that that's going to be a huge goal for me, my like focus of the year, it'll set me up for success. Like, I think this is gonna be my biggest, most important goal of 2023, and I really hope that I follow through. Because I think this is a really important step, not only in my career, like a great income stream, and stepping away from solely being an online artist, but also like a great step for my general life, like my social life and making friends and getting out of the house. 3, take a live drawing class / a local art class. This kind of goes hand in hand with number 2, but there is this class that I have had my eye on for so long, but because I was, you know, at the time I was taking classes and online and, you know, I never wanted to commit in case of like a scheduling issue. And at one point when I had a job, the classes were pretty far away, so I didn't want to waste my free time on that. You know, there was always a reason not to do it. But now I have nothing else to do. So there's absolutely no reason for me not to do it this year. I don't even think it's that expensive. I've always wanted to take a live drawing class. I was always upset that I never got to take a studio class in college. It's a long overdue. It's something I really want to do. I'm gonna treat myself and just do it. I think it's gonna be so fun, such a great challenge. It'll be fun to like be bad at something, honestly, like try something new and be bad at it and learn. Even if it's not a live drawing class, maybe like a ceramics class or pottery or something. Like just something, you know? I just wanna go out there and join a class and get in that environment. But of course, my first choice will be a live drawing class. 4 is to do October or like make my own prompt list. This one, I'm like unsure, but I'm leaning more towards just like following Drawtober all month, like committing to Drawtober. I've asked you guys on a community poll if you guys would do an October prompt list that I hosted, and it was a pretty solid no. The feedback was that, you know, it's not that no one wanted to do a prompt list, but the feedback was that a lot of you would be down to do a prompt list any other month, but October, because October is already flooded with prompt lists, which I get, that makes sense. But like that is kind of the that's kind of the point, doing it in October, especially because people are predisposed to spending all October doing art. Like they're already mentally prepared for that. That if I were to make a prompt list any other time of the year, I highly doubt a lot of people would participate because they just wouldn't be used to giving up that time or dedicating a whole month in that same way, And I'm not gonna make a prompt list just for me, at least not one that extensive. Like I would do it for the community aspect. But I have always dreamed of making my own October prompt list, so we'll see. Either way, I really hope to fully complete a Drawtober list this year, whether I host my own or I follow one. I've half-assed it a few times, but I've never done it every day, so I really want to do that this year, and I think it'll be fun to figure out the logistics and take that seriously and take that on as a project. 5 is to rediscover Portraiture. This is a weird one, and probably a vague one. But I've noticed that I've really strayed away from portraiture this past year, maybe even longer, and I haven't really found portraits to be that exciting anymore. And portraits have been my passion and favorite subject for a long time. I think part of my avoidance has been because I try to avoid Pinterest, and that's truly the best source for actually interesting portraits. Whenever I mention that, people recommend a bunch of royalty-free places to me, but I do know about them. I use them sometimes. I've probably tried all of them, but honestly, their options, especially for portraiture, their options suck. So this year, I would love to reconnect with portraiture again, really get back into it, but maybe through a new lens. One that kind of gives me more room to change things so I can safely use Pinterest photos as reference and more like inspo, So, doing more portraiture, experimenting with it, and not feeling like I have to do it the way I used to. 6, make new characters and work on character design. I want to make more original characters, even if I draw them once and then never ever touch them again. I want to practice and get back in the habit of creating characters, making that connection with them, designing them, caring about them, thinking of their stories. I've really fallen off that entire side of my art practice, and I found that has left a huge gap in my sketchbooks, my brain space. I miss that kind of stuff. So I'd love to get used to doing that again, coming up with characters, their stories, and the more I do it, the better I get at it, so I can get into more complex and more interesting character designs. And the more I do it, the better chances I have of finding some characters that really stick, which would be great. 7, Plein. I won't lie, this one is a soft gold, a very soft gold. I just want to keep up going out to draw every once in a while, similar to how you guys have seen me in some videos. Going to the beach, going to parks, nothing major or big or extreme, but I'd love to keep chipping away at that skill. I want to keep working on it and not let that, slip away to the point that I become scared of it again. 8, put in effort and take my time. One thing I've really noticed about my art, especially lately, is that I rush everything. I always feel rushed, I speed through stuff, and I'm so impatient. And my art suffers for it. So often I make stuff and I'm not satisfied with the result because I half-assed the process, I felt rushed to meet a deadline, real or fake, I didn't care enough, and I really want to change that. If I want to make really good art, I have to care about it. I have to be willing to put in the time. And I naturally am fast at stuff. I've always rushed through tasks, and I've always finished early at assignments, so I don't think I'll ever become a 3-month painting kind of person. But if I could learn to slow down and actually put in my full effort into a project, not just hope that I pull it together at the end, that would be great. I want to put the love into my art that it deserves. 9 is fall in love with sketchbooking again. Last year I wanted to be proud of my sketchbooks. This year I want to fall in love with the process. I don't think I will ever be able to be concise about my feelings of a complete sketchbook. So instead of all that, instead of trying to at the end be proud of it, I just want to worry about enjoying being in my sketchbooks again. Being creative, being silly, doodling without worry about having to show off the pages online, just to feel at home in my sketchbooks. My 10th and final goal is to work on creativity and originality. This This is another vague one that I won't be too pressed on if I complete it or not because it's so vague. Like, it'll be hard to definitively say whether I completed it or failed. It's just something I want to keep in mind going into this year. I want to work on being more creative and more original in my work. And I'm not worried about making a bunch of original pieces. I'm thinking more like, thumbnailing ideas more often, workshopping things, being more creative, doing more like creative sketchbook pages, things like that. I want to work on those like creative muscles and build that skill rather than just hoping it naturally comes to me. Okay, the new goals. I'm really happy with this page, first of all. It is very much the vibe of like it's similar vibes to the last spread of my previous sketchbook, and I love it. I think it's really cute. I'm very happy with it. I also am glad I brought back the typewriter. I love my typewriter, and I think it matches the vibe perfectly. Don't forget to tell me what your 2023 goals are. Let me know if you have any thoughts on mine. Like I said, I tried to make them very actionable and realistic this year because I really want to complete them. So hopefully that happens. I am so excited to see if I'm able to complete these. I'm so excited for what's to come in 2023. Like I said, I just feel so good about where I was with 2022. I feel like I completed a lot of my goals and was in such a strong place that I'm just really excited to see what 2023 brings. I think it's going to be good things, and I'm really excited about it. Also, I want to bring up the fact that I reached 50K subscribers in December. Thank you guys so much. It's crazy. I am so overwhelmed with gratitude. But I don't want to get too far into it. I promise the video is coming in celebration, so I'll save all the gushy stuff for then. But I did want to acknowledge it and just say thank you, because I am so appreciative. I'm so grateful. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope 2022 is good to you, and I hope 2023 is even better. I'm gonna go, so go make your goals, go on a walk, get outside, and go do some art.